Yo, so today we got a question from a 45-year-old man. He goes on to say, yo, Elliot, I'm 45 years old and I'm completely lost right now. He says, I'm starting over, but this time with a wife and a daughter. He says, it's not easy. I had a whole day of panic attacks yesterday. Money is tight, work is not good, and I feel like my back is against the wall. He says, do you have any advice, man? I feel like I'm stuck out at sea alone, trying to stay afloat with no island in sight. Well, thank you for your question, man. And the very first thing I want to do is address this beautiful metaphor that you use. He says, I feel like I'm stuck out at sea alone, trying to stay afloat with no island in sight. Man, imagine you are actually stuck out at sea and you're trying to find that island. Now, mind you, you're surrounded by water, probably shark infested water. There's a lot to be afraid of. There's a lot of fear that's associated with that. And you have no direction. You have no prospects. You don't know where to go. You have no island in sight. No island in sight. Now just imagine, you're on that boat, you're trying to find an island so that you can get out of the fearful situation, and then you grab a straw, like a straw that you drink soda with, or a tube, a tiny tube. And you put that tube up to your eyes and you start looking around, pretending like it's a telescope. It's not a telescope, it's a fucking straw. But you put it up to your eye and you're trying to find the island. Do you think you'll be able to find the island most effectively when you've constricted your vision, right? Your vision is locked in on this little straw, and you know what you got to do in order to find what you're looking for? You got to do this. All over the place, right? Because you got to take that tiny little constricted vision of yours and you got to zip, zoom, and groom all over the place. Do you think that's the most effective way to find your way? Do you think that's the most effective way to locate the island? Do you think that's going to get you out of your predicament? No. When you've closed your vision, when you've constricted your ability to see, it's going to be much harder out at sea. It's going to be harder to find what you're looking for. Now, you're probably wondering, like, Elliot, what the hell are you talking about? Well, it was your metaphor. It was a great metaphor, and I see exactly what you're going through. Mind you, I'm 45. I got 4 kids, a wife, and business has been tough for me many times, right? But there's one thing that I tend to do that helps me remove the blocks to then achieving or moving forward or finding that island, that hope, that direction that maybe you're not aware of. You see, when your body is in panic, you talked about your panic attacks. When your body is in panic because you're afraid, your ability to think is constricted. Your ability to intuit, your intuition is constricted. Your vision becomes constricted. Because when you're afraid, your body constricts. When you're having panic attacks, you can't breathe. Just imagine somebody who's having a panic attack and they're trying to find something, do something, or they're trying to make some rational decision, right? They look like this, right? They're all over the place. It's the same as the guy with the straw who's trying to figure out where to go. And I know when we're in that state of fear because we don't know what to do, we try to do more things. We try to get more active. We then take that straw, right? It's like, okay, I'm not finding what I want. And then we start zipping all over the place, meaning that we're acting in a very ungrounded way. What will be the opposite? Open the aperture. Open the aperture so that you can see. Now, I'm using this metaphor that you used to begin with, but I'm going to show you how it relates to your body, to your mind, and your ability to find your way in this sea of fear that you're dealing with in terms of finances and money and business and your family, right? So if you're out on sea and you can't figure out what to do and you're busy looking around through a straw, and then somebody, I don't know, maybe you just come to your senses, or maybe you just put the fucking straw down. You just put the straw down and you realize, okay, now I got 2 eyes. I can see a little bit clearer about what's around me, what's right around me. And inside that boat, you notice there's a telescope, right? Is that what you call it? Or binoculars, right? And so you pick up the binoculars and now the aperture has opened. You direct it this way and you see things over here. Your vision has expanded. You can see more options when you put the oculars on rather than looking through the narrow straw. You in your life right now, the way you're approaching it is analogous to the guy who's looking through the straw. But what do I mean? So you're not just trying to see with your eyes, you're trying to see with your heart, you're trying to see with your intuition. You're trying to allow God to show you. You're allowing yourself to be open to the possibilities that are available to you. You want to do that anyway. You want to be open to the possibilities. Just like you open your aperture with the binoculars, it opens your vision. You gotta open yourself up to be able to see what's actually there. Now, trust me, man, like I said, I've been through these times. I've recently come out of time just like this. And the number one activity, number one thing, the way out is totally counterintuitive. Because you're probably hoping, like, there's a number of things that people hope for. People are hoping for motivation, right? People are looking for inspiration. People are looking for mental clarity, right? People are looking for an opportunity. So again, they're looking all over the place for all these things. When the answers aren't out there at all. The answers are never out there. The answer is right here. Your body, when you're in a state of fear, is constricted. Your breathing is constricted. Your eyes even constrict. Like, do you know that when somebody's like in fear, they're like literally their eyes constrict. The aperture closes, right? Pupils get not dilated, but constricted. Your breathing's shallow, your vision's shallow, your muscles are tight, your capillaries, your veins and your arteries become constricted. That's part of the reason why people have heart attacks. The heart has to work so hard because of the adrenaline that's being pumped into the body, the constricting of the blood flow, and then the heart's working really hard. All created by mental stress. So the counterintuitive approach to being in a fearful situation is to stop. And I get it. You want to keep pushing, you want to keep going, but all you're going to do is continue to constrict. The only way to open your vision and to be able to see like 360 degrees or even 120 degrees rather than right in front of you is by breathing. You got to sit down and you got to breathe. Sit down and do nothing. Do nothing. Because by and by, as you do nothing and you just let your body relax. Like, this is the key. Don't just sit down and be in tension. You got to sit down and you got to let your shoulders drop. You got to let your hands relax. Maybe even close your eyes or just have them slightly open. And breathe. Thoughts come to your head, let them go. Things you think you should do, let them go. Let all motivation go and just wait. Wait for the whisper. Wait for the intuition. Wait for the heart to wake up. You can't force this. You gotta understand. And trust me, I'm a forceful guy. I wanna force shit. And I've been in your shoes. And I try forcing. And I try forcing so much that I've lost all capacity to force. Maybe you're in this situation where I don't have it anymore. I can't do it anymore. There's nothing else I can do. I busted my ass and nothing is working. This was me just a couple months ago. I was busting my face and nothing was working. So I said, fuck it. There's nothing I can do. And you know what that does? That allows you to have faith. And I said, look, if God, like, I have a beautiful home. This is my home. I have a beautiful home. God, if it's your will to take this away from me because I either don't deserve it or I just haven't figured out what it takes, then take it away from me. Because I know this is all a part of the process of my soul's growth. I surrendered. Like, if your family, if you can't pay your mortgage, or if you can't pay the bills, or if you have to go on food stamps, like, you have to get it in your mind that you'll be okay with that, right? Like, maybe don't tell your wife that because she'll freak out. You don't need her freaking out also. But just rest in your heart and say, look, God, it's in your hands. If this is supposed to be taken away from me, then just take it away from me. If there's something else, Lord, please tell me. I'm open. I'm open to your prompts. And as you sit there by and by after letting go and realizing that you'll survive, even as hard as things get, you will survive. You know that you can handle it. Ask yourself that question. Look, I mean, even use your imagination. What's the worst that could happen? Literally, what's the worst that could happen? Could you handle that? Could you handle it? Like the worst that would happen for me, I have to sell this home or the bank takes it away and I'd have to go find a small place that maybe I could afford on, the little bit of money that I'd be making because I couldn't figure out how to get things going. Could I do that? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't like it. It'd kind of suck. I had a big family. But we'd have to, maybe we find a trailer. We just have to hunker down and live in a trailer. My kids might have to get jobs. My wife would have to go back to work. Right? Like, can I handle that? Yeah, my ego would fucking hate it. But yeah, I can handle it. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Like, what's the worst that could happen? All right? Can you handle it? Calm down. Relax. Okay. And once you accept that, then from there, you allow. If that's going to happen, let it happen. But chances are you are where you are because God has something great for you. But he's trying to teach you how to have trust. He's trying to teach you how to relax. He's trying to teach you how to even use your own physiology and open the fucking aperture of your mind so you can see what's sitting right in front of you. What's right there in front of you. Let me explain how stupid I am. So, 4 kids, wife, a lot of bills, business is going bad. Last year, what did I do? I started and failed at least a dozen offers. What else can I sell? What other coaching can I do? And I created like a whole bunch of different offers. And they did like halfway and then I couldn't keep going. They did a little bit and then it just kind of fizzled out. And in retrospect, I realized that the reason why those things fizzled out is because they are not consistent with who I actually am. Like you might be looking for work that actually is not consistent with who you are, and that's why it's not working. So each time a door was slammed, God was saying, boom, that's not for you, Elliot. That's not what I want you to do, Elliot. That's not the right path for you, Elliot. And if I give that to you, you're going to be miserable. Right? You might be looking at like different job opportunities and you're like, oh, please, God, give me that. And God's like, no. Sit down, relax, trust me, and realize that when I do give you what you're supposed to have, it's going to feel easy. It's going to feel good. So here I am creating all kinds of funnels and websites and promotions and copy and emails. I'm trying everything. Nothing's working. I sit my ass down. I'm like, God, if this is the way it's supposed to be, let it be. Take it away from me. I can deal with that. And then it dawned on me, what is God? I started asking myself, really. I was like, what in my life was easy? What in my life came easy? What was I doing in my life when things were good? Right? Like you start having these kind of conversations with yourself when you sit down and you're relaxed. You start investigating in a different way. You start kind of going backwards in your mind over things. And it became so evident that God was like, why aren't you making YouTube videos, Elliot? Haven't you noticed that I gave you all your blessings when you made YouTube videos? You didn't even know what was going on. I was so ignorant when I was making YouTube videos. I had 1 million subscribers and I was like, it didn't mean anything to me. I almost took it for granted because it was too easy. Because I was in the state of grace, God's flow, his abundance was flowing into my life because I was doing what he placed in front of me, what he put in my life, what he wanted me to do, not what I thought I was supposed to do based on what other people were doing or what my ego's ambition was. So I said, okay, fine. I'll start making YouTube videos again. I started making YouTube videos again last fall. That's why you guys see me here. I started on my strength channel and now I'm on my wisdom channel. And let me tell you, without being explicit, that my life has evolved. My life I'm climbing up out of the rut. Not even me. I'm not even doing the climbing. I'm just doing what God puts in front of me. What is the easiest, lowest hanging fruit, most seamless thing for you to do? Do that. And here's the thing. Have no expectations for how it's going to unfold after that. Just follow the scent. Just follow the scent. You know what? Things were really good when I was a carpenter. I don't know. You know what? Let me go to my garage. Let me go to my shop and just start making stuff. I had no expectation. I'm just gonna start making things. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, right? Like whatever your line of business is. Working on cars, right? Let me just go in there and just work on my car. So for me, it was two things. It was like, let me go and just, you know what? I gotta work out. I'm out of shape. I'm fat. I need to just go work out. Okay, well, what's the next thing? And then I gotta make videos. Working out and making videos. Those are like the two simplest things in the world. But my crazy, complex mind with ADHD wants to do something crazy, wants to do something extraordinary, something grandiose. I gotta come up with something. But God's like, no, dude, you need to lift and make YouTube videos. That's it. That's all you need to do. And I'll show you by and by, if you do that, where the next road, where the road will take you, what the next step is. I come back on this channel. I'm here making videos on this channel. What is the easiest thing that I can do to make an extra few bucks so that I can continue to pay for my family and my lake in the backyard, right? Yeah. Right? I got a lot of overhead, right? Oh, it's really simple. What's the purpose of this channel? Talk to people, Elliot. Just talk to people. Talk to people about their situations and give them your insights. Talk to them about your wisdom and your experiences. Help people who are not seeing clearly because they're looking through fucking straws. Help them relax, help them breathe into their balls. And that's what I'm doing here for you now, dude. And money has been plentiful. I'm signing contracts. They're coming in left and right. You guys are signing up for calls with me. It's a real simple offer. The easiest offer I've ever made. Just talk to me. You got some problems? Let's talk. Click a link down below and you sign up for a one-on-one call with old Uncle Yo. I'm getting like 4 of these a day. $200 a pop. Not too expensive, no ego inflation. You know, I used to charge $1,000. I'm like, you know what? Let me just make it super easy so that I can do what God's asked me to do, which is to talk to you. And life has been great. So I'm using myself as an example for you to recognize that you're not alone, and that Uncle Yo goes through the same things, dude. And I'm 45 and I got a family just like you. And I've been in the pain that you're in. But one thing that I did that maybe you're not doing is I sat my ass down. Actually, I got knocked down. I got sat down. And I just sat and I breathed and I relaxed. And then God revealed my path to me. And it's right there. It's probably sitting right in front of you. You just gotta open your eyes and open your heart, dude. Done.